Welcome to Roots and Remedies.
Welcome to the Roots and Remedies show. Hi, Jim. How are you doing? It's been a couple weeks.
We welcome all of you to see Krupa
and Jim.
Myself. And Jim.
Yes. Thank you all for tuning in to the Roots and Remedies show. It's been a couple of weeks.
A new month of October.
I know. Can you believe it's October? I can't believe it's October 2nd. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel some cooler temperatures in the evening and in the morning. And it's nice actually walking. And it's walking our dog is even nice too. Because
I'm going to Vermont next week.
Are you? Oh my gosh. That's exciting. That's going to be, what's the temperature in Vermont right now?
It's about the 50s at night and in the 60s during the day. So
oh my goodness.
The leaves will be beautiful.
Wow. Yes, they will be. Jason and I are going to Ohio for his niece's wedding at the end of October. And I
hope to get to see some color. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice. It's right there near Lake Erie. So it's going to be chilly, I'm sure, but beautiful at the same time. Looking forward to that
yes.
the occasion. Yeah. So we're both going to have some cooler weather soon. Colder than being in Florida for sure. Because as you know, like I know when the kids were little, we would take them out, for Halloween and trick or treat. And and I remember usually right around Halloween, it's almost like it's a light switch. The temperatures suddenly drop, while you're walking around the neighborhood. So I anticipate in the next 3 weeks, even here in South Florida, the weather is going to start getting cooler. So I like the cooler weather. Fall's fun.
Well,
so I was gonna say you had a wonderful trip.
We're all thinking yes, and we're all thinking about those unfortunate people that experienced that storm Helene.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, just unbelievable. So Jason and I live here in Naples, and of course, a few years ago they experienced Ian, which was so awful,
Yes.
So we were also like thinking, oh my gosh, now is it going to happen again with Helene? We're right here in Naples. We did get some storm surges for sure, and some down trees and a minor flooding in certain areas, but absolutely nothing at all like what Northern Florida and Georgia and of course Asheville has experienced. And I'll tell you that route that Helene took for me is very personal. It's very personal because I used to live in Northern Georgia, if you remember, and I go through 75 all the way up. When we used to drive to Northern Georgia, and I've been to Asheville. One of my best friends lives in Asheville, Matt and Danielle, and my best friend lives up in Tennessee, and they're all affected in ways that it's unimaginable. Fortunately, they themselves are okay, but they're going through some challenges and hardships, and other people are really.
And I think it exacerbated by the hills and the mountains because the access is limited when you have that topography.
Oh, absolutely. And
it's to have a road washed out and all your access is eliminated. It's very frightening.
It's very frightening. And they're trapped.
Yeah.
They're trapped. And who knows when they're going to be getting any real relief. There's so many people at this moment that do not have water, electricity, and not to mention all those people that have lost everything and some have lost their lives. And it's just, I've spoken to my friend Carrie, and she's given me some insight about what she's experienced and seen. And that's just like unbelievable. And then of course, Matt and Danielle, who are they're in Asheville, along with some other high school friends in the area. I mean, the magnitude that luckily they're spared, but around them, it's just unbelievable. Matt works in a hospital, and he has shared with our group of friends on Facebook how the hospital has suffered
Sure.
tremendously, and know the toilets aren't working, and the morgue. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
not to get into it. I mean, it's just very sad. So,
Do you want to encourage the viewers to donate money to the different causes, but be careful about scams?
yes,
I
yes,
would suggest the Red
absolutely.
Cross. And
I
we
agree
have
with you.
we have a moving
Yes.
company down here called A1
So,
Moving. It's actually collecting pallets of water and things to drive up there with the moving truck, which is wonderful.
which is wonderful,
But be careful. You don't want to be susceptible to a scam.
110%. Because this, as you know, the life we live in these days,
Yeah.
the world we live in, there's a lot of scam artists out there, and they will monopolize on someone's, hardships and difficulties. And so yes, I'm glad that you brought that up. What I would love you to do is, if you want to share that information with me, I'll be happy to share that on the Roots N Remedies Facebook page and circulate it, of course, as well, along with some other reliable sources for people to be able to donate,
Right.
if not money, supplies, and
Right.
their time, if they're able to. So
Mm.
kudos to all of the people that are, taking care of their, the people during this difficult time. They're taking their time, like the firefighters and
Yes.
volunteers and police officers, anybody in the service industry, medical professionals that are taking care of as many people as they can night and day. And we're hoping that there's going to be relief soon. I certainly hope there's no other hurricanes that are coming up that direction, because they definitely need some time to recover.
Sure.
Yeah. So speaking about that, I have a couple of things going on right now in terms of promotions. I have a weight loss promotion going on, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I do want to encourage those folks that are looking, to get some help in terms of emotional support, mainly emotional support. As an Ayurvedic practitioner with a background in mental health, I think that it would be my pleasure to take care of you all out there. If you know anybody, or if you yourself are suffering from any type of anxiety or depression, or need some support through any stage of your life, or if this hurricane has affected you personally, what I'm doing right now, my consultation fees are $150 an hour, but I never stop on the hour. It's always, a little bit more. But my point is, my consultations are $150 per hour, but for the next few weeks, I'm giving a 50% discount.
No, thank you.
In light of what's happening. So I'll post that as well. Of course, yes.
And as I say, live your best life with Krupa. So those consultations will help you live your best life.
Absolutely. I mean, we all need somebody to talk to. I also need somebody to talk to too. And I can find in my people like you and my close colleagues and friends, of course, my family and my
Jason.
partner in life. So Jason, yes, of course. So we all need support, but I know there's people out there that they're facing financial challenges, and they can't always, afford medications or pharmaceutical. It's not the way that I like to go, but some people need their medications. But we do here at Roots N Remedies have natural remedies that are less expensive and better for your overall health and wellness.
Without the side effects.
Without the side effects, and are as effective or even better, to be honest with you. Because remember, the foods from the earth are natural medicine, and pharmaceutical medications are derived from these. So it is really important to, get the help and don't suffer in silence. And I am here for you all. And I specialize in just holistic and Ayurvedic medicine, and treat people with natural herbal remedies. So I just wanted to share that. And
That's why we love you, because of your care and concern for others.
That's why we love you too, because you have the same passion as me. Thank you so much. That's why we make such a good team. That's why we make such a good team. And I do want to mention, before the next thing I want to talk about, is that we have a new person I recently put out an ad for someone to join Roots N Remedies, and I found her. So she's amazing, and she has a background in health and wellness, and Terrific. She also Reiki and such. So she does a lot of energy healing, and she's a perfect fit for Roots N Remedies. So I'll talk about her again a little bit more elaborately in the next week or two as she starts, her process with training and such with Roots N Remedies. But she's a perfect person for the company as an addition. So just keep an eye out for her, and she's going to be a good support to go to as well. So maybe we'll have her as a guest.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
I think that'd be great. That'd be great. So was it the last time we did the show, we talked about weight loss?
Yes. Weight
management. And all the semaglutide and the trizepatide and Buongiorno, so the semaglutide and the trizepatide are the peptides that are the generic version, but Ozempic, Buongiorno, those are the brand names. So those are the injections that people are injecting. These were actually made for diabetic patients. So.
And I guess the great side effect was weight loss.
Weight loss. Weight loss, yeah. Well, because it suppresses your appetite.
Right.
That's what it does. It suppresses your appetite. So, but you have no energy, and you're not eating as much, so you don't have your energy, which is your carbs. You need complex carbs. So, so what I've, my background, Jim. I have a background as well, and I did that for several years, actually. As a consultant and counselor for focusing on weight loss.
Yeah.
So I felt like, since weight loss is a big deal these days, and I understand that it is for many reasons, not just appearance, but really physically, for health purposes, it's important to be at an ideal weight. I'm focusing on doing those weight loss sessions again. And now I have a package that's out there that is $175 for the membership. It's a monthly membership, so it's $175 per month. But in that monthly membership, you receive 30-minute consultations every week. So basically checking in with me. And then, of course, we're going to have a new consultant soon, but checking in with me once a week for 30 minutes. And that's basically your weekly check-in. And we go over any challenges that you may face during your week. And of course, celebrate your successes. And then we do a weekly check-in with weight, so we can keep check every week with, your weigh in. But I do provide personalized menus. So
brava.
You get personalized menus every week. So that $175 includes personalized menus that are catered towards your specific lifestyle and your needs. So it's 7 days a week of 1 week's full of menus. Right. And I actually put the menu together, and you just follow the menu.
The beauty is they get the benefit of all your knowledge that you've developed over these years.
Absolutely. Because we need our macros and micros, and we need to have a balanced meal plan that works for us. And everybody's chemical makeup's different. And we do struggle differently individually. And, I know I'm in my 50s, and as a female in her 50s, that time of the year or the time of life, has affected a lot of women in their weight
loss. The hormones and
menopause. And it doesn't mean that you're in your 50s. That's just kind of like the average time a woman goes through menopause. But, if you've if you go through menopause sooner for various reasons, you still need that support and help. It's very difficult to lose weight during that time period. So there's a certain menu and certain foods that actually help women that are suffering, with menopause.
That's terrific.
Yeah. So
I remember my mother would always get the hot flashes.
I'll tell you, I'm sure my kids are really glad that I've pretty much gone through it, because I used to blast the air conditioning. Like, I'm someone that does not like freezing cold temperatures, but when I was going through it that time, the AC in the house was like freezing cold. And
everyone was wearing coats.
The kids are like, Mom, what's wrong with you? I know. Sometimes now, like, I'm at the tail end, I'm pretty much done. I do still like the cold temperatures, though, a little bit at night. We won't get into the person that gets affected by that now. But
I know who it is.
I know. And so does he. So, but yeah, so I get it. I understand. And so I designed these menus specifically for women as well that are going through menopause. And, it could be somebody that's battling a thyroid issue, or somebody who's a diabetic. I do those menus as well. I make those menus for those diabetic patients as well, because their sugar levels are different. Their sugar intake is different than somebody who.
That's why it's important to have personalized menus from you.
Yeah, personalized menus, and it's also checking in once a week keeps them accountable, right? Keeps you accountable. So it's really important to check in once a week, and you have a scale at home, and you should weigh yourself, and then you just come and let me know what the weight is, and then I'll keep a track of it. You should also, you guys out there should also keep track of that too. But yeah, I mean, this is something exciting for me to add to the mix for Roots N Remedies. So I do have 2 different types of private personalized consultations now. So I have one that's the weight loss package, and then one that is the Ayurvedic and holistic package for different ailments. So it's exciting.
Do you discuss physical activity too in your
Absolutely. So I just wanted to point this out. Everybody should have physical activity of some sort. You don't want to be sedentary at all. But the food that you eat plays a huge role on weight loss. The majority, I think we've talked about this before on the show, the majority of weight loss does come from eating correctly. So when you eat correctly, you lose weight. That's it. But you need a certain amount of calories to survive, and then a certain amount of calories to lose weight. Now, physical exercise is so important for cardiovascular health and building muscles. We need to do that. So that I definitely talk about. Some people have different capacity of doing that, So some women and men are able to go to the gym hardcore. So their menus are going to be a little bit different. They're probably going to have a higher caloric intake because they need that those calories to burn as fuel as to burn off, fat. But then we have some people who just don't feel good. Maybe they have like some hip issues or other issues, physical limitations. So they're, I would suggest to them to walk as much as they can, even if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes a night or every other day.
They can work up to a longer period of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start somewhere. Yes.
Start somewhere. I'm at the computer like a lot of you, almost every single day. And then I'm in my car, driving to appointments and meetings and places. So, it becomes sedentary for me too. But one thing I love is that there's actually 2-3 things that I love that help me with my physical activity. I have a dog. So she's always, the best physical activity promoter. She needs to walk, and so do I. And then my bike. Love to ride my bike that Jason got me.
Great exercise, yes.
Great. And then he and I like to walk, together on the beach. We've actually, I think it was last week. We were in Bonita Beach, and we usually take a walk. I was telling Jason, I'm like, can you believe that day I got 14,000 steps because we went in the morning and then we went again in the evening.
Wow. Do you wear a watch that calculates the steps?
Yep. I have a watch. I have a Samsung watch. And then even on my phone, I keep it on me. So it calculates the steps. We all know 10,000 steps is what they recommend we should do a day.
Right.
But
you exceeded it with 14,000.
I know. I was like so excited. I'm like, woo.
That's a big increase.
Yeah, it's a big increase. It's a big increase. And so, and that was a pleasurable walk, walking along the beach. We were lucky to do so. Not everybody can, but if you have a park, this is a great time of year. Actually, the fall is a beautiful time of year to walk and to enjoy yourself outdoors while we still can before winter comes along. So, yeah. But those are just wonderful things that are going on with, I think, Roots N Remedies. And I mean, I'm really proud for us, to be able to be here for people.
Now you have an intake form, right? That has to be completed.
Yes. So it is absolutely paramount to fill out the intake form first, because the intake form allows me to see what ailments and that you're currently exhibiting or experiencing,
right,
as well as your health history. Are you on pharmaceutical medications? Are you not on pharmaceutical medications?
And is that online? Answer online, or how do they fill out the intake?
Online. It's online. So actually, if you go to the rootsandremedies.net homepage, it's under consultations. So when you click onto consultations, there's an intake form to fill out. So that's the first thing.
Questions are all there, and you answer the questions.
There's a lot of questions there, but you can go through it really quickly. It's just, asking about, just your health history, right, and basically your routine as well.
Yeah, you definitely need to know both. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And also having a blood report is really good too, if a blood report can be attached, because, say your cholesterol is out of whack. I need to know that, so then I know how to adjust it with certain regimens and also maybe some supplements as well. And I know to make sure not to have any contraindications between supplements and pharmaceutical medications. Those are very important for me to know. Right. Yeah. So that's the first thing with the intake form. And then you can set up your consultation, whether it's the Ayurvedic holistic consultation about anything you want to talk about and need help. And let me let you know, that the viewers know, that when you do sign up for Ayurvedic holistic consultation, they are private and confidential, and they are 1 hour. And once the session is completed, then I do follow up with a report. So they do receive a report from me, typically within 24 to 48 hours, kind of reiterating some of the conversations that we had, and then the regimen that's put into place for them to follow. So
how do they set up the time for the consultation?
It's on the website, so they can just book it. There's certain days and time slots. They just go ahead and book it, and pretty user friendly. So yep. And then that one you pay per session. And then when you do sign up for the weight loss package, you pay for the month, and in that month you get the 4 free weeks of the 30-minute
and the menus,
yes. So a lot of wonderful things to offer for Roots N Remedies. And then we do have a section, as you know, where people can purchase products. Years ago, when I first, decades ago, when I was in the industry, I would have, a lot of the brand names on the website, and before that, of course, in the shop. Right. But now you can find a lot of those brand names even in Publix, or even in, which is great. Those brands are great. But not all of those brands are great that are out there, because there's new companies that have come about, and there's a lot of fillers and binders. So you're not really getting 100% of the actual nutrients that is on the label. So
you know which are the most effective too.
I do, because I've been at the top of the supply chain in the manufacturing role, selling, tons of on a, you know, tons of ingredients to contract manufacturers. So I do know which ones follow GMP, good manufacturing practices, and I know the ones that are actually ordering from a good source with, you know, the correct specs, getting a certificate of analysis, and, you know, making sure that they follow, like, you know, go through R&D and doing all that. So I know what's going on at the top of the supply chain. So that's why when I do my consultations, I make sure that the products that I recommend are products that are reliable and are sourced well. And that's why if you go to the Roots and Remedies page, you can just go into the product section. I think it's on the homepage, the product section. You just click onto that and it will take you to a line of products that Jim and I completely feel very confident about, because we also take those products.
I think it's so interesting how so many companies jump on the bandwagon when some product becomes popular.
Yeah.
Like 12 years ago, I started to drink the liquid collagen.
I remember.
There were very few on the market at that time. Now, everywhere you go, when I'm in a drugstore, they have collagen in everything now. You know,
it's crazy.
And people don't realize the body's not going to absorb the collagen in all of those products. But it's just so interesting how almost every product now has collagen in it.
You know, you said it. It's like the same thing with collagen, and the same thing with like ashwagandha or turmeric.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. It's just like unbelievable. And although I'm happy to see that people are interested in purchasing those products, I'm also kind of saddened that the manufacturers of some of these companies are not practicing good ethics, you know, so, which is why we do this show, because it's all about education. And you know, Jason had mentioned something to me, and I need to take up on his advice. And I think we talked about it. He goes, guys, do a live show so you have a lot of people that can actually, you know, join in and ask questions. And I think that's what we'll do sometime soon, Jim.
Right.
You know, because I can't wait for that. And we did
that
for a while.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, we did that for a while.
But the other thing I wanted to mention is the sourcing is so important, as you mentioned too.
Yes.
Because with the collagen, let's say, there's so many sources of collagen that have actually very little use for us in the human body, but you don't know that. You know, it just says collagen. You don't know where it's sourced from.
Right.
It's really sad that that the consumer falls into those traps.
Yeah, I think you're correct. And you know what? I feel like a lot of us that are educated in this field feel the same way, because it's almost moving at a rapid pace, and we just can't keep up and say, no, don't get this one, get this one. You know, it's just, there's not enough people in this industry that are educated enough.
Right.
I mean, there are like educators like myself and you that are familiar and knowledgeable, but like the mass people just
they don't have a deep understanding of that.
They don't have a deep understanding. So I would like to ask the viewers that if you have the time and the passion and the interest to share this on your Facebook or your Instagram, or show it to somebody that you care about that doesn't have social media, show this video to them.
Yes.
We would be grateful. Yes. And there's a lot of testimonies. I'm very proud that if you go onto the Facebook page of Roots N Remedies Facebook page, there's about, I've talked about this before, and I actually posted something not too long ago, and thank you for commenting. But you know, that Facebook page has been around since 2012.
Wow.
2012. And I don't do too much of, I do post a lot on there, but I don't do too much marketing, external marketing. It's more organic marketing. But I have about 57 or 58 reviews over the course of those years, and you know, a 5.0 rating. And so I can't be thankful enough for those people who have, you know, taken their time to put up a review for Roots
Yes.
N Remedies. And so I'd love people to actually go onto the Roots N Remedies page and read those.
They're confirming that they're living their best life with Krupa.
Well, yes, I know. And I appreciate that, Jim. And I know a lot of people don't even really like to share their story, like, or talk about it, because believe it or not, when I post, maybe I might have 1 like or 15 likes or 25 likes, but I promise you this, what I can see and the viewers can't see is I can see how many times people are actually seeing it. And I get a lot of inbox messages, a lot of DMs, a lot of private messages,
yes.
and people asking me, and privately, can you help me with this, and can you help me with that? So I'm just grateful, and we're just grateful that we're able to do this, and people can receive the benefits from it. So I think this has been a good show. Like we always have good shows.
Yes. Information you provide. Wonderful.
Information is paramount.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that by next week, we'll have more updates on what's going on with, the recovery and the, everyone that's going through this terrible.
And we'll let our viewers know when we'll do a live show so they can ask questions.
Yeah, ask questions. Ask questions.
Great suggestion by Jason. Thank him.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't really like to be on this too much. I've asked him to come on. I'm like, you should come on. He would be really great because I've helped him with some of his ailments, and he always tells everybody about them. So,
we'll encourage him. Maybe he'll do it sometime.
I hope so. Yeah, he will. We'll get him on here one day. So, but thank you everybody for joining in to the Roots N Remedies show. I hope this has helped you, and if it has, we're grateful. And if you want to share it, we'd be even more grateful. So thank you so much for being a part of the Roots N Remedies show. Jim and
thank you all. We appreciate each one of you.
Yes, definitely. And we cannot wait to see you guys next week.
Yes.
Have a good rest of your week. And thank you for tuning into the Roots N Remedies show.
Thank you all.
Thank you guys. See ya.